Hello, everybody. It is Jessica Emery tuning in for the Dental Diaries podcast. It's so funny because I literally just jumped into these podcasts. I have been talking to some amazing women so far, and I have been loving every single second of it. But since it is the Dental Diaries, I figured I should break that up and just kind of do check-ins. I have been doing them on my Instagram stories where every now and again, just because I'm storytelling through my life, I kind of pop on and say, that I'm going to do a check-in and then just kind of check in. So since my COVID teeny talk, which my husband, like I said, was completely amazing and, was just trying to make me laugh, which was incredible because, I was having just like a tougher time with everything. Things have gotten better. I've embraced the hair. I actually just received an email from Sally Beauty Supply. I've been literally watching the mail every single day. So my hairstylist basically told me, she was telling everybody not to use hair color. Like, please don't color your hair. Wear a hat, wear a scarf, wear something, but don't damage it. But for me, she's like, here you go. Here's your cart. Put some permanent hair color in, because she knows I usually have my roots done every single 2 weeks. Now it's been months and it is bad. And I'm sick of the spray can stuff. So she actually told me what to do, how to buy it. I bought it and just received an email today that Sally Beauty Supply is totally back ordered, like another 5 to 7 days at least before it gets here, when I've been checking the mail every day. So I was so disappointed. And I'm just going to have to go with the flow. I actually talked to my daughter Paige this morning about her helping me today because I thought for sure it would be in the mail. I was like, you've got to do the back of my head later, which I would post, to show you guys what's going on. Because like I said, just being authentic and true to where we're at and how we're feeling during this time. I can definitely say that, it's like all the feels with people starting to go back. And then people that were supposed to go back at the end of the month are suddenly allowed to go back earlier and aren't really ready. And, my husband was saying how that might happen too. And I was like, oh, no, like not ready for that. One, I think, for my team anyway, like teams need time to process when you've been off for this long. You kind of need to process, like you're going to be going back, even though everyone's so excited to race back, you need a minute. Like I know I need minutes because the minutes have been racing together and the days. And, I have so much more I want to do, which is mind blowing to me. It is so incredibly mind blowing that I am busy every single day, that I have not turned on the TV with the exception of testing out that Bachelor music show, which I didn't love. And if you don't know, through stories on Instagram, I watched The Bachelor. I actually kind of have it on as background when the actual Bachelor plays, because I was almost on that show 1,000 years ago. And so for some reason, it just has stuck with me. And I just like to watch it, even though it's so young and it's really not even great anymore. But I did try to watch the music one. It did not capture my attention. So therefore, I discontinued that quickly. But I literally, like, I go home and I'm like with the kids or eating quick, and then it's back to work, which is good. I've been receiving a lot of messages actually from people like, slow down, you shouldn't work so hard, take a minute. But I have to say, like, this is in my DNA. I actually love working. I love creating, and I have so many ideas. I've actually got one really, really big one in the works, which I am loving. The thing is that I'm trying to do all of the things around it. So I'm doing a lot of things, but this one thing I'm building is like been my heart project for, my God, years. Like it's been on the vision board, so to speak, and it's happening. So this time, like I said, was an absolute gift for that. And I am like definitely stepping into that. But, obviously this morning when, my husband was like, you might have to go back early. I was like, I can't. I've got to get this done. I need to spend every single hour doing the things. But I have to say, on the other side of that, there have been some amazing, amazing people. I got an amazing message today via a voice, like an Instagram voice message from somebody that I have never met. That was the sweetest, kindest message ever. and it completely lit up my day. So thank you for that. If you're listening, it was so sweet. And I was kind of having a day this morning with that conversation that I had with my husband. And then she just said all these good things. And so I love it. Like, if we could just speak more to people's like love languages and letting them know they're doing well during this time. Like I said, we're all doing this time differently. We can all, if people want to do Netflix and chill, that's awesome. Like, whatever you choose is your choice. And, you make the most of it, because it is a gift for you to do with it what you want. We will all be back to work very soon, so shortly. And we will never, ever, ever have this kind of opportunity again for time. So that's why, like I said, I'm just getting down and getting into it and, building all the things. The podcasts are definitely messy. I interviewed someone today and who has a big podcast, Tooth Irene. She's amazing and I adore her. I was actually on her podcast some time ago, and it was pretty funny because they were doing Q&As, and everybody, the Q&A at the end of the Tooth or Dare is Tooth or Dare. So like that's Truth or Dare. And there were a bunch of questions, and then I said, let's just do both. Like, I'll do a question and a dare. And so the dare was to show my closet, crazy. And I was thinking, like, what is up with that? So I think that, again, through Instagram or what have you, people actually thought that maybe I had just this amazing, incredible closet, like a wardrobe, like you see on Vanderpump Rules or something, I don't know, but that's not the case. I do have like a walk-in closet, but it is not filled with great things. When I do my photo shoots, I hire a stylist and they style me for those shots. So when I've got like all of those gorgeous, gorgeous dresses on, for the most part, they are pulled for me. So, but anyway, she has this amazing podcast and she's doing all kinds of amazing things. Like, oh my gosh, I thought I was busy. That woman has so much going on. Her jewelry line and her practice, and she lectures and, has that podcast and just does a quadrillion things. So it was so fun talking to her today about that, because she gets it. Like I said, she's wired the same way and just like working a lot. She's actually opening a brand new practice, and the chairs for that practice are actually in delay because of COVID and haven't been even shipped yet. So she's in a stall period, but embracing the time, getting things done as we are doing. She actually gave me the name of some podcasts too, but it's funny because she said, "Welcome to the podcast world." And I was like, yeah, I am like on the end of complete toddler beginning stages when it comes to this, because I don't even know what I'm doing, honestly. Jumping on, taping, that's great. I love that it's authentic. Even with her, she was like, okay, I said, why don't you just send me a little bio that I can do an intro for? And she's like, screw that. Like, let's just hop on. I said, this is awesome. Let's just do that, because that's why this is a little bit different. I literally, even with the audio, like are dropping them onto my desktop and then figuring it out as I go. I think content is better than nothing. And so granted, I don't have all the fancy show notes and all of that stuff. Maybe I'll get there at some point. But right now, it's just about, talking to all of you and bringing you amazing people. I've got several on deck, super excited. I actually did a podcast today for Dentists Get Social, trying to keep that podcast more related to just all things branding and marketing. And then of course, this is like the real deal, true story of my life. So to jump in occasionally and talk to you guys about what's going on at home in my world when it comes to work, I am, like I said, just happy to share. And one thing I'm going through, actually, I was just thinking about the kids is, I don't know if it's COVID and the kids being home and not getting out as much or what. Maybe it's hormones, but my 11-year-old going on 13 has definitely turned a corner and has become the typical adolescent. And last night, she likes to stay in her room, have the door closed. We've got a host room in the house. I don't know. And I came back yesterday. I said, "Hey, Morgan." And she literally was sitting at her desk, like took her foot and went to go shut the door on my face. Where I was like, excuse me? And she was like, I even forget what she said, but she was like, what? Total attitude. So I would be fearful if I were not, like I said, kind of showing up, which I am, but she doesn't really want it. So I'm okay with it. Because I remember where I was when I was at that age. And I do hear her laughing on the phone with her friends. So I know she's good. Paige, on the other hand, my youngest, she's my youngest daughter. She has been such a little lovey dove, always wants hugs, kisses. She is like a little Instagram maven, social media, TikTok, and Roblox queen. She does lives. She's growing her following. I mean, it's crazy to me, but it makes sense. She's a mini me, and that's great. And then my son is 8 and definitely a boy, and the schooling at home is really, really, really tough for the kids. It's hard for them to sit still and look at a computer and try to learn through a computer. And there's so much work. It's seriously so much on the parents. I don't even get it. And I don't know how we're supposed to teach them that. I mean, honestly, sometimes, yes, I went to dental school, but I don't even know how to do their math. Honestly, I don't know. And you can ask Google everything today. And it's like, where are these kids going to be? Household to household. I don't know where and how it's really happening. If there are parents out there that are still working, that would leave it up to someone else to make sure they're getting it done. In our household, I had mentioned before, our nanny, whom we still have employed, she lives with us and is supporting somebody in Colombia. She's a nanny. She's not an au pair. She's actually 64. And so she, needed, like I said, they needed it financially. It doesn't make any kind of sense because we're home, and sometimes it really makes me crazy thinking about it because it feels like I have a glorified housekeeper during this time, which is kind of a dream, don't get me wrong, but she used to work in hotels. So basically, because we're home and we're there with the kids, she basically just like races around and cleans things up. So if I were to leave like my bathrobe on the ground, not meaning to, like she just picks that up and gets the bathroom cleaned up, and it's kind of been glorious, but I would much rather have her help with the homeschooling so that Andrew and I could do what we need to do, because with 3 kids and trying to divide and conquer and get them learning what they need to know, it's very difficult. And I even wonder if they know what they're supposed to. And then of course too, they're not getting outside like to ride bikes, like and do all of the things. I feel like they have all this energy, and thank God we have this huge trampoline in the backyard. So they do go out quite a bit during the day to jump. Thank God for that. I can't imagine if we didn't have that. But I just want them to go for a bike ride and just get out in the real world. I think we all just want to get out in the real world. And I wonder when it's going to change. Like the weather has not changed here yet, which is really unfortunate. We maybe had 1 or 2 good days where it was like 60, but for the most part, it's been cold, like really cold. I wish during this time that we had off, we would get a couple, like a stretch. I mean, we are in May here. Hello. It should be nice, like at least in the 60s. It's been in the 40s, so that we could, be outside. We grilled outside the other night, but we tried to eat outside. It was just too cold. We had to come in. So some nice days, that would be incredible before we go back. But the days are longer, and this weather definitely makes you feel like you want to be outdoor patio eating. Like my practice is next to Frasca, this amazing pizzeria wine bar. And when we get back to work, like I want to be frequenting that place again, and I want to be around people. And I don't know what this is going to be like. You guys, I had my first experience at the grocery store last night. Yep, my first during all of this time. I mean, actually, the time since it became a mandate that you had to wear a mask, because I was definitely going all the time prior to that. And then when they were like, you have to wear a mask in public, I was like, no way. I don't know. And then my husband just started doing the grocery runs, and so he was doing it. But yesterday, being Cinco de Mayo, he was actually doing golf lessons. They're able to do golf right now. And golf is his jam. So he was going, I think he did a playing lesson. I'm not sure, but he did golf and he wasn't there. So I had my nanny at home, and I'm like, I'm taking off. And I took a mask with me in my purse, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to put it on. Then I got to the grocery store. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. everybody's wearing it. I have to do this. So I did. And it felt so weird in the beginning, but then it felt normal because obviously I wear a mask every day, all the time for work. So, but out in public, just so strange. But going back, I don't know, like what it's going to be like. Everyone outside, sometimes I look around, I'm like, what is going on? Everybody with masks and stuff. Like, when is this going to turn around? When are we going to be back to normal? I don't know. And certainly in the practice with protocols, I am waiting until there are mandates in place, until I absolutely know exactly what I need to do, and then I'll do them. But I was going through a module in my boot camp the other day, and I'm like, God, I'm going to have to switch this entire module around because I'm speaking to all of the things when it comes to not having a clinical environment in a dental practice. And now it seems like it's going to be so incredibly clinical, and I'm not sure that that's going to speak to my soul. I love practicing dentistry because you can or could do it without it being so sterile and clinical and smelling like old traditional dental eugenol type practices, like you walk into my practice, you've got Bali spa scents going, from the candles, and we did wear dresses every day and had fancy little glasses and all that stuff. And now everyone is basically talking about foot covers and hair covers and shields. And, I don't want to go back looking like an astronaut. I'll tell you that. And if that's what it's going to become and it's not going to feel like me anymore, then I'll have to decide, I don't know, what's going to happen. As I mentioned before, I am loving being in this. Right now I'm at Dental Soiree. It's late. What time is it? It's 6:30. I've been here since this morning. So the hours and minutes just blend together. I'm getting ready to head out, but I love being in this. I feel like it's my calling to serve. I feel like I can help dentists with stepping into their brand. And there are so many people out there, their social media. Okay, that's all right? But their websites aren't even mobile friendly. So let's start there. But if you don't even understand the bare ass minimum, your brand and who you are and who you're speaking to, dial all of that in. I think there's so many dentists that just literally jump into their practices with the excitement and don't think about that. And they just have their marketing agency whip them up a quick logo. It's really important. And then to bring that through social, as you know, and speak to your right audience with your voice. So I'm really passionate about it. And I feel like there are people out there, that I just want to do this thing. So we'll see how it all unfolds. But in the meantime, I'm building something to help dentists. Super, super, super excited about it. And I'm hoping to get it launched in the next month or two anyway, even when we get back. So that is the latest from Soiree. That is my check-in. I plan on doing these, occasionally just to kind of bump into in between my podcasts with my amazing people where we're learning about amazing women and what they're doing around dentistry. It's incredible. I've learned so much. These are all women as well that I've met through social media. And, you feel like you know them. So it's pretty incredible to hop online. Many, actually, all, for the most part, I have not met in person. So to hear their stories and have followed them for so long, it's great to hop on a Zoom call, and then of course extract the audio. But I do have the videos I'll be putting on YouTube as well. So that's it from here. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you soon.